You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
Florida back in the election spotlight nationwide. Recounts now underway for statewide races for Senate, Governor, and Agriculture Commissioner.
Mote Marine Laboratory is changing the game. How scientists plan on restoring 70,000 coral.
And thousands gathered in New York City to honor those who served our country. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning, folks. Happy Monday, if there is such a thing.
Yeah.
I'm Ray Collins.
I don't know if there is such a thing, right?
Probably not.
And I'm Jess Dodrick for a look at your forecast. Let's head over to John Scalzi, who seems pretty chipper for this Monday morning.
I can't complain, actually. We had some pretty nice weather over the weekend if you were looking for some cooler temps. Sunday morning was nice, and it's a taste of what's to come a little bit later this week. We're back in the warm, muggy air today, no doubt about it. Yesterday, we broke a record coming in at 88 degrees. We're looking at quiet conditions on radar now, and that's how your drive time will be. Temperatures currently in the 70s, looking at 72, Sarasota 73, and Venice 71 in Bradenton. Already closing in on what would normally be our daytime high. We'll top it out well above average again today by about 8 degrees, probably 6 to 8 degrees. Look for temperatures to continue to climb up to about 86 for a daytime high. Back to you.
Thank you, John. 5:01 right now. Time to talk about traffic out there, and there is something to talk about. Looks like the Green Bridge, the western bridge of the two that go from Palmetto to downtown Bradenton, has some congestion. Now, there is some work going on one of the lanes that might be involved in that right now. Farther south, not much to report except some congestion along the Bayfront as you travel from the Sailor and Nurse statue toward the 41-301 split. And then South County all clear as of 5:01 right now. Our roving camera now is along the Florida Bayfront. This is a live shot of the Veterans Memorial right there in J.D. Hamill Park, which is at Main Street and Gulfstream Avenue, kind of across from Marina Jack, if you're familiar with the Bayfront there. Reminder, many government offices are closed today. School is in session, all in observance of Veterans Day today. First this morning, breaking news on the devastating wildfires in California.
Officials in Northern California now say 29 people have died in and around Paradise, matching the deadliest wildfire in state history. That brings the death toll from these fires this week alone to 31 statewide. Authorities have called in a DNA lab and teams of anthropologists to help identify victims. More than 220 people remain unaccounted for in Northern California as whipping winds and tinder dry conditions threaten more areas through the rest of the week. For some, the scope of the devastation is just now starting to set in one of the most devastated areas, the city of Paradise. Public safety officials say much of what makes the city function is now gone.
No paradise there right now. Wow.
The fight for a Senate seat and the governor's office is intensifying here in Florida.
The state is in the middle of recounting the votes from last week's midterm election due to a razor-thin margin there. ABC 7's Marla Spence has details from the newsroom how this process is being carried out. Marla?
Well, Ray and Jess, tensions are rising. The race is on for election workers in 67 counties to recount and make sure they meet that deadline. Now, many tabulation centers counting their votes throughout the weekend, including Manatee and Sarasota counties. Now, take a look. This is a tabulation center in Palm Beach where recounts started Saturday night. The Secretary of State ordered votes to be recounted after finding race results extremely close. Now, margins in the races for Senate, Governor, Agriculture of Commissioner were less than half of 1%. Sarasota and Manatee County Supervisor of Elections offices started recounting on yesterday. Now, Sarasota County alone having to recount more than 200,000 ballots. The results from the recount must be submitted to the state by Thursday afternoon. Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections office stating they don't think that that'll be enough time. Now, if the gap of any of those races fall within 0.25% after a machine recount, then the state will have to order a manual recount where all the ballots will have to be counted by hand. Ray and Jess.
All right, thank you, Marla. And while the recounts are going on, Governor Rick Scott is filing 3 lawsuits against county election officials. The first one was filed against the Broward County supervisor. He says a certain number of ballots were counted after a deadline. All these lawsuits are also requiring both supervisors to preserve all ballots and records connected to the election. Dozens of world leaders were in Paris over the weekend to mark the centennial anniversary of the end of World War I. Presidents, prime ministers, and princes walked past the tomb of the unknown soldier on the 11th hour. of the 11th day of the 11th month, the moment 100 years ago that marked the end of World War I. President Trump paid tribute at an American cemetery in Paris, and back home Americans mark Veterans Day as well.
During the final battle of the war, over 26,000 Americans lost their lives, and more than 95,000 were wounded. It was the single deadliest battle in United States history. Think of that. 26,000 Americans lost their lives in a battle.
President Trump also sat at lunch with the leaders of Russia, France, and Germany.
A developing story now out of Fort Lauderdale. A bomb squad was called to the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport last night to inspect a suspicious package left outside of a terminal. Broward Sheriff's Office says the airport has been deemed safe. The Miami Herald reporting that the Sheriff's Office says the package was found just after 6:30 yesterday evening outside of Terminal 4. The Sheriff's Office and the department's bomb squad responded to that scene.
Manatee County Sheriff deputies are trying to find the person or persons who burglarized 7 cars in the Braden Oaks neighborhood. The thefts happened early Saturday morning between 2 a.m. and 7 a.m. at that spot right there on the map. Deputies say the thief or thieves stole from 7 cars and took cash and keys. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS.
Mote Marine Laboratory is working to restore 70,000 coral seeds across 130 acres of depleted Florida reefs. It'll happen over the next 3 years, prioritizing coral genetic varieties resilient to disease and climate change impacts. The restoration is thanks to a grant of nearly $1.5 million from the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation, NOAA, and partners. The grant challenges Mote and its supporters to raise matching funds and achieve the greatest possible impact for the Florida Reef Tract and those who depend on it. 8 teams and 8 solo artists from around the world competed during the 9th Siesta Key Crystal Classic at Siesta Key Beach over the weekend. The festival began Friday and consisted of a 3-day quicksand competition, free sand sculpting lessons, demos, and an amateur competition. Our own chief meteorologist Bob Harrigan was the MC at the weekend event.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. You may have seen me when you walked in there, huh? Pointing like that. It was a great job by Brian Wigglesworth right there. How about this weather today? And yesterday, the day before, it's been really nice. I planned that. See, that's the reason why they had me go up here and talk. If it's really raining, I won't be here.
And the winners are in the team competition. Alice down the time hole, which you see right there. That was the first place winner. And in the solo artist category, the winner was Maxim Gazindum of the Netherlands for his sculpture of Time Is What You Make of It. You see that on your screen. They're both beautiful.
I was out there. It's just amazing precision artwork out there. Big crowds, too. Also this weekend was the annual Key West Superboat International World Championships. The championship isn't just for racers, it's also a place for fans to see these amazing power boats up close. Our Jacqueline Matter was out there as well on a safety boat in front of the team victory from the United Arab Emirates. When it flipped, both crew members were safe after divers rescued them. No problem there. Much different pageantry in Sarasota at the start of the holiday weekend. Former supermodel Christy Brinkley was on hand for the 40 Carats Family Center annual event called Wine, Women, and Shoes. The event raised $250,000 for those who took part. I had a chance to be there as well, and I posted a picture on my website, Ray Collins, ABC7. It was a nice chance to meet Christy Brinkley in Sarasota. Kind of a thrill. All right, 5:09 right now, still ahead in Good Morning Suncoast. Snack hacks, some healthier options you need to grab a bite in a hurry.
And coming up a little later in the hour, the most destructive wildfires in California's history. The very latest on what firefighters are facing out west this morning.
5:09 on this Monday morning. Here's a peek outside at a beautiful, well-lit downtown skyline. As far as your drive time forecast, for those of you who have to work today, here's John Scalzi.
It's pretty good, actually, for your morning commute. Should be no issues. I haven't checked any of the inclement weather boxes because it's just going to be a lot around. Maybe an isolated shower later in the day, but for the drive to work, dry. On the way home, maybe an isolated shower, warm on both sides. Your complete forecast in a minute.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
It's year-end clearance time at every Gettle location. Over 3,000 new vehicles, over 1,000 used vehicles on clearance right now at Gettle.com. And Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Get credit help, fast cash for your car, and year-end clearance prices right now at a Gettle dealership near you. Gettle's got it. At Gettle.com.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
From the moment she walked in the door, we stopped having to go to the pharmacy. Certain prescriptions, my health plan or the pharmacy wasn't even able to get here. And hospice provided them, and all we had to do was call up, and the next thing they know, there was another, a delivery.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love, love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we have some current conditions that are again on the warm side, as it has been over the last several days. 72 degrees, the current air temperature with a dew point value of 69. Warm, humid outside. Lots of starshine, but there's going to be a lot of sunshine as well, and that'll help boost our temperatures way up there with an easterly wind flow coming our way. We'll watch our temperatures get up into the 80s pretty quickly. Under the influence of all that sunshine, we will work in a slight chance of a shower a little bit later in the day, about a 20% chance of that. Mostly in inland areas, those showers will gradually fade away as they drift back toward the coast during the evening hours, but we'll top it out well above average at 86 degrees again today. We'll look for quiet conditions on radar for the commute to work. On the way home from work, maybe an isolated shower or two. Traveling today, well, pack your patience. A lot of the deep south will be enjoying a lot of heavy rainfall. In fact, the Atlanta airport already seeing a few scattered showers and thunderstorms in the vicinity. Back to the west, there's some stronger storms moving through the Louisiana Delta region up through parts of all the way back to Oklahoma City and into Texas. We have some dry air kind of giving way to a little bit more moisture over the next several days. The reason for that is a front came through on Saturday. Kind of hardly noticed it because most of the cold air was locked up to the north, and Saturday was still kind of a humid day. But Sunday morning, you probably did notice it. It was refreshingly cool and a little bit on the drier side. Now, That front that moved through is going to work its way back north as a warm front. As that works its way north, our wind shifts south, moisture returns to our area, and we stay for several days in this warm, humid kind of air mass that's going to be kind of sticky, unsettled. Get a little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of sunshine. We'll have a chance at a shower almost every day till Thursday. And that's because this front, which never quite makes it through, will get a secondary bump from a front back to the west. That will finally bring us some cooler, drier weather as we head into Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Those days look to be spectacular. Until then, we deal with a little bit warmer weather, a little bit on the humid side, chances of rain each and every day, but the drier air will be moving in. Still warm today, though, with that sun-cloud mix. There is a chance of severe weather across the state today. It's located mostly to the north of us and around the Big Bend region, all the way stretching back to the Louisiana Delta region, and then along the eastern seaboard as well. We probably won't even see much in the way of thunderstorms today. We may see a shower or two, but that would be about it. Our thunderstorm chances increase as moisture increases over the next several days, but still no severe weather in our forecast. Our rainfall futurecast shows most of the rainfall will be located over on the other coast. We don't see a whole lot around here. As far as the cloud cover goes, kind of a mix of sun and clouds over the next several days. Cloud cover will probably increase on Thursday as that cold front that changes our weekend weather gets close to us. That will probably be our wettest day of the week. So for today, not too bad. East wind switches to the southeast at about 10 knots. Not a bad day out there on the waters. We'll look for a light chop with 2-foot seas. Over the next several days, we'll keep those rain chances kind of minimal till we get till Thursday. Then we're going to bump up that rain chance pretty good as the front actually works its way through. All right, you ready? Drum roll, please. We are looking at some lovely weather as we head into Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Highs in the low 70s, nighttime lows cool and crisp in the 50s. Back to you.
Taking a look now at first alert traffic. We begin in Manatee County. You're still seeing some slowdowns as you're coming from the city of Palmetto to the city of Bradenton over the Green Bridge. That is down to one lane due to construction as you're heading southbound. So beware of that. That construction will be going on for a few weeks. And we're tracking an accident now in Sarasota County. If we could click on that and see what's going on there, just west of I-75.
Looks like it's on Bay of Vista by Honore, perhaps. Hey, I guessed it. All right.
Westbound.
Yeah.
Ray is great at predicting those things on the map. He can read maps, that's for sure. And as we head even further south into southern Sarasota County, we'll take a look at what your traffic maps look like there. Southern Sarasota County, there we go. It's all clear at 5:17 on your Monday morning. Everybody knows that proper nutrition is a key part of good health, but when energy lags and you need a snack to keep you going, it can be tempting to reach for something sugary instead of something good for you.
Kim Hutcherson has some healthy snack ideas right now.
A healthy snack can provide energy in the middle of the day and keep you from overeating at mealtime. So try these healthy snack hacks. First and foremost, avoid the junk food. If you have to keep sugary snacks in your home, put them where they're hard to see or reach. Don't spend money on pre-packaged snacks. Buy healthful choices in bulk and divide out your portions yourself at home. This will keep you from eating too much at one time. It also allows you to tailor your snacks to your specific health needs, like subbing in unsalted nuts and homemade trail mix. Give your veggies a kick with healthy dips or spreads like hummus or tzatziki. Try to vary your vegetables to include green, red, and orange options. Bring your ready-to-eat snacks with you so you have power over your snack choices. Stock up on whole fruits like bananas, apples, and oranges. They're easy to throw into a bag and provide natural sugars rather than the processed kind. And give yourself a nutrient blast by combining food groups: yogurt and berries, apples and peanut butter, or whole grain crackers with turkey and avocado. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Speaking of eating, according to the Centers for Disease Control, more than 1/3 of Americans are obese. That is likely due to poor diet and exercise, but keeping with a diet plan can be challenging. The best diet for your body is one you can stick to, and experts say you should find a plan that fits both your workout and your schedule. Coming up tonight on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll hear from locals on the Suncoast to find out which diets led to the best results for their health. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the electric scooter company Lime issues a global recall of one of its models, what you should be aware of in today's Tech Bites.
And next half hour, the Red Cross is sending help to California. Thousand Oaks has been hit by a shooting spree, and now these devastating wildfires. Good Morning Suncoast continues after this.
Taking a live look outside at the city of Sarasota now. Beautiful Monday morning to start your day. We'll have your forecast a little later in the show.
Happy Honda Days are here, and you're gonna like the holiday clearance savings. Save on the Accord, on sale for just $249 a month. That's the North American Car of the Year for less than the competition. Our most impressive Honda ever, on clearance for only $249 a month, loaded with more options, including a turbocharged engine and Honda Sensing. Do not miss these Honda clearance savings this week at your local Honda dealer.
Me, pick me. Oh, come on, man. Oh, man, I love technology. Hey, yo, check out my new phone. Look at this right here. For years, the DeSoto Club has needed improvements. Join me and Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County as we raise money to build a brand new facility. It will be bigger and better, just like it was 40 years ago when I attended. Invest in kids, build great futures.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
That's one of those days you kind of wish you were a government employee, right?
Yeah, we'd have the day off. We'd still be in bed right now, right?
That's right.
But I do not wish I was a government employee in D.C. right now because it's only a few degrees above freezing, 36 degrees there right now.
36?
So, yeah, we're lucky here.
Our friends up north are seeing it. The change of season's underway. Pretty shot there of your rotunda, 523 on this Monday morning.
Electric scooter maker Lime has issued a global recall after fears that scooters may break apart.
Details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, some Lime electric scooters may be lemons.
Lime is taking some of its electric scooters out of service because they could break apart while in use. That may have contributed to 2 deaths. Other Lime scooters were recalled last month because of a fire risk. And the world's biggest online shopping day shattered records.
Singles Day is China's version of Cyber Monday. Online retailer Alibaba racked up nearly $31 billion in sales. For comparison, last year's Cyber Monday sales in the U.S. topped $6 billion for all digital sales. Well, thousands of British workers may soon be implanted with microchips to boost security, but it's raising concerns about privacy.
A company says it's in talks with several legal and financial firms in the UK to provide microchips that would allow a person to open doors and access offices with the wave of a hand. Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech
Bites. Sponsored by Disabled American Veterans.
I am a veteran. I spent 2 years alone and homeless.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
My victory was finding the support to get back on my feet.
DAV helps veterans of every generation get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran. When I got out, I felt like nowhere was safe.
So veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory was finding the help I needed. Thanks to DAV, now I feel like I'm human again.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Eggo thick and fluffy waffles are so thick, so fluffy, so delicious.
Karen, you gotta try this.
They're just too good not to share. Lego, your Eggo.
This is Dell Cinema technology. Uninterrupted streaming, brilliant sound clarity, and lifelike color. Experience Dell Cinema on the XPS 13. Shop the biggest Black Friday ever at Dell.com.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
It was terrifying. I couldn't let the kids see that it was terrifying.
3 major wildfires in California. The number of killed is now over 31 as people are leaving their homes and leaving everything behind. Plus a Hurricane Michael victim speaking out this morning about his roof collapse 1 month after the storm.
And what one trapper is doing to remove the pythons from the Everglades. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday morning, I guess. I'm Jess Delger.
I'm Ray Collins. Veterans Day weekend continues. 100 years ago, the end of World War I. John Skolty was not there. Let's get to the forecast now, my friend.
11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, right? We're looking at Heavy rainfall across parts of the deep south. That heavy rainfall continues again over the course of the afternoon and will perhaps create some delays at the Atlanta airport. So watch for that. Certainly the Memphis airport could have some airport delays today. So pack your patience if you're traveling in that direction. No rain for us. The commute to work, the commute back from work, all look good. Cooler weather on the way, though. We'll talk about that in a minute.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Let's talk about traffic right now. Here's the scene in Manatee County. Earlier issues on the Green Bridge have since resolved itself. Perhaps the construction workers have packed up for the morning. Otherwise, no issues to report in Manatee. You'll see on University some issues there in the westbound lane around Whitfield. We still have an issue there at Bay Vista, westbound. The accident there at Honore, very quiet area, so I'm not sure how an accident happened right there. We'll check on that throughout the morning. And then farther south, not much to report so far as you wake up on this Monday morning. Now let's talk about J.D. Hamill Park. This is a live shot from Main and Gulfstream Avenue. This is the across from Rena Jack. The memorial is of a World War I soldier known as the Spirit of the American Doughboy. Thank you for that reconnaissance, Amber. We want to thank all veterans for their service. And as a reminder, many government offices will be closed today in observance of Veterans Day. 5:31 right now. The death toll and the devastating wildfires in California continues to rise. At least 31 people now have been killed with 3 major wildfires spreading across California. A state of emergency is now in effect. People have minutes to leave their homes and rush for safety, often with just their belongings in their hands. Reporter Gail Ong shows us how neighbors are banding together.
There was no way I was going to leave them. I did just what anybody else would have done.
Jacob Jones grabbed what little he could in such little amount of time.
Oh, I grabbed Jonna, I grabbed Jackson, and I ran over. I got Jonna in the back of the car. I had Jackson in my arms in the front seat.
He picked up neighbors, friends, their children, and pets, and drove off in his 2-seater 1991 Honda Civic he calls Betty White.
This is the little white car that could.
Here's video Jacob filmed in the car ride. You can see the traffic as others are trying to flee the town of Paradise.
It was terrifying. I couldn't let the kids see that it was terrifying. We all tried to kind of keep it together because we didn't want the kids to lose their cool.
At one point, there was no gas.
And there was fire on both sides, and we're looking at the gas gauge. Nobody had time to get gas.
He had to drive up to his parents' house that was up in flames, but managed to fill up there. Another video shows what many residents saw as they fled in their cars. Eventually, the smoke clears and the flames are gone.
Within minutes, we were out and it was clear and it was just eerie. And that's when it became real, was when we were out of it and we could look back at it.
Now the town of Paradise is paradise lost. Complete devastation from the campfire. It has burned more than 100,000 acres. Home after home reduced to rubble. Jacob is one of the thousands of residents who lost their home, but feels lucky to make it out alive.
We're just going to have to push forward, and Paradise is a really strong, small community. We're all in this together, and I think that's going to be the best part of it.
And because of the strong wildfires in California, the Red Cross is sending volunteers to assist. 2 people left from Tucson this morning for Southern California. Get this, they just finished volunteering in Florida to help with relief efforts here after Hurricane Michael.
Fire's a little different than the hurricanes. When we go with the hurricanes, the damage is already done. And with the fire, since one of them is not even contained or even started to be contained yet, the damage is ongoing and you don't know where it's going.
Those 2 women are part of a larger group from the Arizona, New Mexico, and El Paso region.
Look at this now. Hurricane Michael was over a month ago, but one man is trying to fix his collapsed roof still. His family is living on the bottom floor of their already full apartment.
Oh, you can see the sky. You just come up here and look up there at the stars. There's no lights outside. Was without lights for 11 days. Probably just go ahead and rip the carpet up myself, because it's getting pretty bad. A baby bed, that's where the baby was sleeping at. I try to keep it together for my family. It's hard sometimes. It really is. I haven't broke down yet. I'm trying not to. But it's taking a toll on me.
How could it not? So many natural disasters these days. Donations are being collected to help that man out.
A Sarasota police officer is on administrative leave with pay after being arrested in Pinellas County. SPD officer Derek Gilbert was arrested and charged with battery, trespassing, and domestic battery after an incident at the St. Petersburg Clearwater Airport. Police say it happened at around 6:30 Friday evening. This incident is being investigated by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. An internal affairs investigation within the department has also been launched.
A Central Florida man accused of killing one woman and kidnapping another is now in custody. Police say he had one of the victims in he knew one from a previous relationship, rather. Reporter Gail Pichelle Brown has the story from Orlando.
A man wanted for homicide and kidnapping was arrested right here in Signal Hill Park in Orlando, not far from the initial crime scene. 6 hours after a horrifying ordeal, Orlando police arrested 25-year-old Rudell Pierre. Everything started around 8 o'clock Saturday morning in the 4700 block of Harwich Street in Orlando. Witnesses tell police they heard 3 gunshots outside and saw the defendant, later identified as Rudell Pierre, holding a firearm. A 24-year-old victim was screaming, "Please don't kill me." Witnesses say Pierre forced the woman to get into her own car and they sped off. Now, according to the arrest report, Pierre and the kidnapping victim had been dating but recently broke up. She told police he came to her job around 7 Saturday morning. Orlando police learned that a co-worker, Tamalari Arnold, decided to follow the woman home to ensure she arrived at home safely. The arrest report also says once at the residence, the defendant confronted them both and shot Arnold. She was pronounced dead at Orlando Regional Medical Center. The kidnapping victim is safe. Rudell Pierre faces several charges, including first-degree murder with the firearm, armed kidnapping, and carjacking with the firearm.
Taking a look at First Alert traffic, School Avenue between Ringling Boulevard and Nova Street in Sarasota County is closed for the next 6 weeks. City officials say the closure is necessary so crews can install a new stormwater pipe for a new development called Payne Park Village. Entrances to the Sarasota County parking garage and the parking lots of the Florida Department of Health and Payne Park are still open. School Avenue is scheduled to reopen on December 27th.
And just a reminder, some government offices will be closed today in observance of Veterans Day. City and county government is closed today. That includes libraries. Trash pickup will not be affected. Most banks are closed, but Wall Street today is open.
Looking ahead, Manatee County is hosting their 4th annual Small Business Expo this week. The expo gives business owners a chance to network and promote their products and services to one another. The event will be held at the Downtown Central Library on Barcarata Boulevard West in Bradenton on Thursday, and it will be open to the public for free.
A South Florida trapper has captured a record-setting python as part of a program to remove the invasive species from the Everglades. Kyle Peniston captured a 17-foot Burmese python while hunting in Miami-Dade County. It weighed 120 pounds. It's the third time someone's caught a 17-footer as part of the python elimination program. Officials say invasive Burmese pythons have no natural predators in the Everglades ecosystem and have decimated native wildlife populations. How'd you like that?
That is creepy. Who got that close with the camera? I would not go anywhere near that thing.
Zoom lens.
Coming up tonight on ABC 7 at 7 o'clock, Sarasota County voters have approved a referendum to extend the Legacy Trail and its connections. But what does this mean for the future of Sarasota County? It's just one of hundreds of former rail lines in the U.S. transformed into trails. The nonprofit Rails to Trails says the goal of the program is to build healthier places for healthier people. Sarasota County officials say it will help locals here as well.
It's a great way for people to get outside, appreciate nature, get healthy, get active.
Be sure to watch tonight at 7 o'clock to find out what's next for the Legacy Trail and the rest of the rail trail system throughout the state of Florida.
ABC 7 is starting a new feature highlighting the people who make a difference on the Suncoast. If you know someone we should highlight, start by going to our website, mysuncoast.com. Fill out their information in the form and tell us what makes that person so special. Love that kind of feature. A lot of good people out there in the community.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get a lot of nominations for that. Looking forward to seeing them.
Still had the latest on those recounts on 3 big races in Florida. We'll have a live update from our newsroom about those recounts going on. 5:39 right now. There's a peek outside of the Ringling Causeway.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a shaky shot there this morning. John, is it breezy out there today, or is it just the close-up there?
Got a good east wind blowing today. It's going to make it kind of warm this afternoon, I suspect. 72 degrees, says Cooper in central Sarasota. Scott's got 70 degrees in Pinecraft, and Richard in Northport, 68 degrees. Today, mostly sunny skies, that east wind blowing. 83 at the beaches, and if you're headed there, the Moat Marine report is encouraging. The latest one in shows many, many locations showing absolutely no irritant whatsoever in the air. Winds switch west this afternoon. We'll be back with a forecast in a second.
Kettle's got it. Kettle's got it. It's year-end clearance time at every Gettle location. Over 3,000 new vehicles, over 1,000 used vehicles on clearance right now at Gettle.com. And Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Get credit help, fast cash for your car, and year-end clearance prices right now at a Gettle dealership near you. Kettle's got it. At Gettle.com.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Judy here, I think hospice was a tremendous source of support for her.
Absolutely. With Jennifer and Kimberly and Liza's constant contact with us, coming in, just knowing that there was someone with knowledge there to back us up, to answer our questions, it made a world of difference.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
72 degrees the air temperature. We have a dew point value coming in at 69. So it's pretty close to the air temperature, and consequently we have pretty high relative humidity coming in at 91%. Patchy fog possibly in inland areas, especially today. We have an east wind coming in at about 7. Really no widespread problems for you this morning. An easterly wind continues to blow throughout most of the day today, switching a little bit onshore as we head into the later afternoon and into the evening hours. That means a nice warm wind for us, continuing to boost our temperature up to well above average again today, probably around 86 or so. And we'll have a slight little chance of a shower because we're in this warm, moist, humid air that's actually getting more and more humid each and every day for the next several days. Look for a 20%. That's it. Chance of rain later in the afternoon. Quiet right now across the entire area. We've got a few scattered showers way back in Highlands County, but other than that, things are pretty tame. Not so in parts of the deep south. It's still a rough go in some parts where we're seeing some fairly heavy rainfall ongoing, a little A low pressure area and frontal boundary helping to produce some of these showers. Atlanta Airport may see some delays a little bit later on. Back to the west, everything is quiet. High pressure is building in once again. We're getting that strong Santa Ana wind, and fire warnings are up all across California again today and for the next several days. For us, moisture will be increasing over the next few days as we stay in this kind of warm, muggy, humid flow. We had some drier air. It's been pushed down to the south. The moisture contained in this kind of warm sector below this frontal boundary located just to our north will be over us for the next several days. It really won't be until Thursday, when this frontal boundary, still well back to the west, actually advances into our area, that we have a chance at seeing some cooler air start to filter in, but that will probably occur on Friday as the front moves through on Thursday. By the way, on Thursday, when the front does move through, because the air is so moist, we do have a pretty good chance of seeing some rain showers, even thunderstorms on Thursday. That's probably our best rainfall chance of the entire week. So, sun cloud mix for you today. Still warm right straight through Thursday, it looks like. And some drier and cooler air on Friday, lingering right through the weekend, making it a beautiful, beautiful weekend indeed. Severe weather risk, well, maybe North Florida back toward Louisiana Delta region in this area highlighted in yellow. That might be the largest risk for severe weather across the entire nation today. That includes the possibility of some quick spin-up tornadoes, as well as gusty winds, hail, that sort of thing. Tomorrow, it's mostly thunderstorm activity and does include the state of Florida for the most part, and that will linger into Wednesday as well. Thursday, I think, will probably be our best rain chance day, as I mentioned. Rainfall futurecast for the next several days, not so impressive. We'll have a few scattered showers around, rain chance at about 20%, but really the total accumulations for us, I mean, we're looking at less than half an inch of rainfall over a 2-day period, so not that much, probably in the hundredths of an inch. Look for a southeast wind coming in at about 10 knots, turning to the southeast during the overnight at about 10 knots, light chop, 2-foot seas. Not a bad day for boating. So we'll look over the next several days at a temperature that comes in warm. That's right straight through Thursday, our best rain chance day. The front comes through, winds switch around to the north, and that cooler air finally arrives on the Suncoast, what we've been waiting for, with temperatures in the 70s in the day, low 70s, nighttime lows in the 50s. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, John. Taking a look now at first alert traffic. We begin in Manatee County. The buildup that we were seeing on the Green Bridge is now cleared up. You may expect some delays a little later in the morning as construction is beginning there on that bridge. As you head southbound, one lane is closed for the next few weeks during that construction project. As we head south into Sarasota County this morning, we're still tracking that accident there on Honore Avenue at Baja Vista westbound. There's an accident there. It doesn't appear to be causing any delays, but be aware of that as we head even further south into southern Sarasota County. There's nothing major to report at 5:47 on your Monday morning. The fight for a Senate seat and the governor's office is intensifying here in Florida.
The state's now in the middle of recounting the votes from last week's midterm elections due to razor-thin margins. Marla Spence has a recap now. She's live in the newsroom as to how the process is working. Marla?
Yeah, Ray, and just tensions are continuing to rise. It was a very busy weekend for election workers and those on the front line of election offices across the state. Now, right now, the race is on for election workers in all 67 counties to meet the election recount deadline. Some tabulation centers counted votes through the weekend, including Sarasota and Manatee counties. Now, the Secretary of State ordered votes to be recounted after finding race results extremely close. Margins in the races for Senate, Governor, and Agriculture Commissioner were less than half of 1%. Andrew Gillum also taking back his concession over the weekend to Ron DeSantis after plans to recount for the state's governor's race were set. Now, Sarasota and Manatee counties' supervisor of elections offices started recounting yesterday. Sarasota County alone having to recount more than 200,000 ballots. Now, some other counties will start recounting this morning, and the results must be submitted to the state by Thursday afternoon. Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections Office stating it'll be impossible for them to finish the recount by that deadline. Now, if a gap in any of those races fall within 0.25% after machine recounts, then the state will order a manual recount, and that means all the ballots will have to be counted by hand. Now, Governor Rick Scott also filing 3 lawsuits. The first one against Lyons, Broward County Supervisor of Election. He said many of those votes were counted after a deadline in that county. Ray and Jess.
All right, thank you, Marla. A Nebraska mom is concerned after a device that's supposed to keep her child safe could potentially be doing the opposite. Mason Mario explains.
We buy these for our kids to be safe, and here they are, potentially putting them in more danger.
This pink watch on the wrist of 7-year-old McKenna Burney is a location and contact device. Worn away from home, so Mom Tiffany
is calling.
Can keep a close eye.
If she doesn't answer within 10 seconds, it automatically answers, so I can hear the background, just to make sure everything's okay.
On her way to school Thursday, it wasn't.
It just started going and I got kind of creeped out.
McKenna's gadget began playing messages from voices she'd never heard.
I got a phone call from her saying that her watch is making funny noises. There's weird people talking to her on it. I was like, oh, she's overacting. My oldest has got her spooked about something, you know. And then she had played it and kind of was telling me about it, and I was like, that's legit.
Strange, luring voices from a man.
I just want to play Don't Tell Your Daddy, just step into the car. I can still hear the gentleman's voice in my head right now.
And a young girl.
Step in the car part was like, it sounded like a girl.
Ready to go, McKenna? Okay. So McKenna makes this walk, the 3 to 4 minute walk to her elementary school every morning, and since the incident, her mom is a bit concerned about how she's going to get there.
We don't know if it was interception or interference or someone hacked into this and was talking to her or enticing.
It's a scary situation
Wow,
there.
yeah.
The company isn't sure how an unauthorized party could contact that device.
All right, 5:51 right now on your Monday morning. This is a live look outside our studios, looking over at the Salvation Army across the street here on 10th Street. We'll come back with the day's top news headlines on ABC 7.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Cancer doesn't run in my family. That really was the farthest thing from my mind. I've been an athlete my whole life and I work in sports, so my mindset was just, let's fight. So our stories are all unique, so whatever you're going through, ask questions, get information and be involved. Don't ignore the signs, join the fight. I'm Tony Beasley, and I'm a stage 2 colorectal cancer survivor.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast restaurant guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. ABC7 News at 7 weeknights. Like ABC7 on Facebook to stay connected to the team you trust.
You're looking live now at the Sarasota Bayfront at a memorial at J.D. Hamill Park, which is right across from Marina Jack. The memorial is of a World War I soldier known as the Spirit of the American Doughboy. We want to thank all of our veterans for their service, and as a reminder, many government offices will be closed today in observance of Veterans Day. Here are some of the top stories we're following for you now on the Suncoast today.
Election officials around Florida are involved in a massive recount. They're recounting 8 million ballots at issues 3 races, including the U.S. Senate race, governor, and commissioner of agriculture.
Plus, deadly wildfires continue to destroy parts of California. At least 31 people are dead and more than 200 people are still missing across the state. Thousands of firefighters are working continuously to try to combat those flames.
And you still have time to catch the Siesta Key Crystal Classic. Over a dozen sand sculptures are in a fenced-off area on the public beach. You can see all the pictures of the sand sculptures on my website, Ray Collins, ABC7. I got a picture of all the different wonderful, much more than sand castles out there.
Yeah, sand sculptures.
Yes. Admission is $10, by the way. John?
So we're looking at some pretty pleasant weather for you today. We'll have, again, another warm afternoon. Warm weather continues really straight through Thursday, it looks like. We have the best rain chance on Thursday as a frontal boundary swings south through the area. Much cooler and drier on Friday. We'll have the complete forecast in just a moment.
All right, lots of growth right now in Venice, and today there are 2 workshops, today on Veterans Day holiday weekend, that is, 2 workshops to talk about what to do about all the students up down there.
All right, looking forward to it. It's 5:56. We'll be right back with more news.